before review is on. Hello, my name is Zabak here, and welcome to another video of a art design tutorial. So this is actually the end of my tutorial. I have finished all the art pieces in these so. Okay, we got 13 art pieces actually of you. I'm going to tell you what each one actually stands for, what it means in a way. So yeah. It's kind of weird how 23 designs became into 13. Alright? We had to narrow down a lot. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm going to jump into the first design that I did for the first week. Alright? And then we move on to the next one until we reach number 13, which should be our T-Ravens characters. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into the first design. Alright, so our first design is actually the new year of 2025. So if you don't know, it's actually the new year and it's called 2025. It's like a true revolution of connection from the future. Okay? So what I did for the New Year design was based on the two characters, which are the Raven twins, Zabak and Astra, connecting with the order of their frame to enter the new year. Okay, and both of the characters actually are millennials, and they connect by their astronomical ways of developing up in a third age performance. Yes. So like Zabak is the boy of flame and brilliant of glowing eyes, and like the Morton seal. Okay. While Astra is a girl of frost and silence, who glazed like a frozen starlight. Right. So it's like a different of way how these characters actually reborn or renew from the ashes. And then put a problem and solution about them like how they discover the way of Yang Young, the dragon relic, and so it's like uniting them to grow together and make them much powerful. So yeah, and then we got Aftermath, which is actually where they fall through each season and discover who they really are, even though they had to connect with fire and ice. But the moment is like growing a connection to see each other one day. Okay, so that's actually the basic of the new year. Yeah, okay. Moving on to the next one, the sea ocean. The sea ocean is actually like an alliance where the sea creatures actually join and they have to fight the sea dragon. So that's the problem. The Kola Kingdom is actually under attack by Danger Sea Dragon, and these Sea Guardians have to actually protect themselves and defeat this Sea Dragon. But as you know, they don't defeat him. They let him actually join his side, and then solution. That's how it works. So there's a shark, there's some fishes, and then we got the dolphin. Those are the guardians. Since the Sea Dragon joins in and as a new ally, and they rebuilt the Kola Kingdom after all. But that's what I was trying to plan out for this design. Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is actually the way how the shadows work, how each assassin enhance their way of connecting with powers. Each assassin needs to slay a Templar, but actually are the samurai's eyes. Okay. So the problem of this design is actually the assassins had to go through the shadows to slay samurai's. You actually play as a shinobi, which is actually like a kind of a assassin in Diesel. So how it works? You're in the way of Fuju, Japan. I think it is. Get Japan, and you're beneath the shadows to connect with one of the assassins. And then I put a short story of this called The Whispers of the Baboon. It's just a connection of connecting with the baboon, Silence of the Shogun, to another place, and it's all about baboon actually. Because that what the assassin actually, these shinobis actually go through baboons and they silence through footsteps, and when that they can slice through, but it's loudly, so don't do that. Alright, next design is game design. So two different kinds of game design. There's 2D and 3D design. Okay, the 2Ds are the indie games, and the 3Ds are the AAA games. And so that way I did the problem and solution about them. It's like what the cause and effect from the 2D design while you're playing on PC or the console, or for my sake, it's actually the PlayStation 5. And then what's the basic way how to control between the computer and the console actually, between 3D and 2D, which is actually indie and AAA. Okay, now I'm more into like 2D designing a indie game would be pretty cool for me. So yeah. Next one, Valentine Heart. This one was try hard actually, because I wanted to make it like so grateful and thoughtful to the design, and what I did was actually do a zodiac kind of battle. So like the problem solution is based on the zodiac signs. Each sign, there are 12 of them, and each sign has a solution of their element: fire, earth, air, and water. Okay. Now I put them in each character form, analyzing with their element, the world, the trace, the realm, weapon, and then the mission. So like my sign is actually the Taurus, and then this is actually my rising, the Libra. See, now they're actually all 12 of them are actually in here. Here you can see, you also see my moon, Scorpio. Each one of them has their own mission and their own traits to what to do next throughout the year. Yeah, and then I put them through like setting a story from acts. So like the first act is the feature of balance. Second act is the fall of realms. Third act is the zodiac reforge. This is actually like the connection of how the relationship comes together. And then final act is the eclipse war. So like how these zodiac signs actually grow together, they fight against each other, and that's how but there's a broad connection between them. Yeah, and then don't forget about the epilogue, the realm united, and this is actually where they unite all together. So this is actually like a map of the zodiac signs, I gotta say. So like there's fire, there's water, earth, air, and then the main realm, land, and where the zodiac can actually form together and maybe go into a battle. I don't know. It's up to them. Or they can actually stay together and spaceship. Okay? So yeah. That's the Valentine's. I'm hot. The next one is the season changings. So the season changing is like there are three different kinds of seasons. Well, I put three, not the fourth one. Why did I put three actually? Because this is actually like a climatic way. So like starting with winter, spring, and then the summer when I was designing the portfolio. Oh, so yeah. So like winter and spring, I was making the designs. During the summer, I was making the portfolio. So that's what I did in 3 seasons, not four. Four, okay? I'll explain about the fall season we will do for our designs after all. But anyway, let me just tell you what the project and the way of it. Okay, so the winter, which is the winter phase, cold and blowing begins and soften. So it's like the snowy mountains forming into like an ice way. The spring is where the snow drops down and the leaves burst up, pick up, and that sort of thing. It's like a formation of the plants and trees are growing back to their regular green self. Now, the summer is like a bright sunshine. It's golden. It's filled with energy. A bold. It's warm. It could be like too warm that it's actually way too hot. So that could be the problem about the seasons. Like during winter, it's too cold. During the summer, it's way too hot. But during the spring, it's like warm. So that's actually the way of the problem and solution about these seasons. So yeah. Next one is the space planets. This is actually the climatic of a new galaxy, like a new area where you actually start fresh after all. So this new galaxy is called the Solus 9. There are actually a 1, 2, 3, 4 planets, and then we got the 3 moons after all. Okay, this is actually the sun. I know the sun is actually frozen. It's not actually hot, but it's different. And so it's like the way of making a new galaxy. Okay. And then I put like a title of the space realm. So like the setting, the combination, and then the ending about it. So like the setting is actually a outer galaxy cluster and several divided planets orbit a rare balloon super giant star. So this is actually our super giant star. The sun, the blue sun. And then the competitor is bitter rival, and the ending is the fact now is smaller and formed into a nether core. The Earthsphere is the 7 planets. So there are actually 7 planets, but I made 4 actually. Well, maybe I did make 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if we count the sun, maybe that's sun. Maybe that is a planet. Okay. Put it into like a chapter formation. Like chapter 1 is a flicker. Chapter 2 is an ancient tech. Bay threat. Chapter 3 are the 7 whales. One chance. So these actually are the 7 worlds. Yeah, the 7 planets. Okay. And then got chapter 4, the moon of silence. Chapter 5, the logic of destruction. Chapter 6 is the rewritten the code. And then finally, chapter 7 is the echoes of unite. And that's the end of the story. So yeah. Next one is baseball season. Now this one was actually quite um, unique and relative to it because I wanted to do like the battle of the Mets and Yankees. If you know, in New Jersey there are two teams from every sports, almost. And for baseball, there are the Mets and the Yankees. Yeah, so that's what I did. Now they actually did battle together during the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, so like July 4th, it was July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th, or was it July 6th? That was Sunday. One of those days actually. Okay, but they were fighting as a climatic battle to who's gonna win. Turn out the Mets won that weekend. Okay, so the problem is, so I put a problem and solution about them, like what's different between the Mets and the Yankees. Is what the how they can actually solutions way how to what their strength and weakness from the teams. I gotta say, and then I put a certain logo. This is actually like a combined logo of the Mets and Yankees, so called as the Yanks of the Yanks. I'm not sure how to say it. Yeah, but it's like a good way how it works, and it's a bad way how it formations from the two teams. I gotta say, so like this is actually like a good way is union of variety, a classic game, a boost from New York City, and in the bad way is the tendency of energy injure of chemistry, and one side can be blown out. And then this is actually like a story, a short one, about the logo, the Yanks clash, how they actually fight together throughout the summer, which is actually throughout the 4th of July weekend. Again, and that was pretty much it. It's okay. So yeah, also the Roth proud legacy of a heart. Oh, it's a lot. Okay, I put a lot actually. I think I put too much. I should not do that. Okay, that's fine. Move on to the next one. The Warframe Galaxy map. So the Warframe Galaxy map is actually a lot different. And so there's a story between these Warframes. Okay, so I put them in each ways of it. This is basically like what's about the game of Warframe. Is it different? Yes. Is it is it the same? No, actually. Okay. Yeah. Now the main feature of this game is actually you choose 3 Warframes as your beginner, and those are the extractor, the vault, and the mag. Yeah. They always balance the way of what kind of abilities they use and that sort of thing. And then I just tell you like a way how they focus setting. There's actually a storyline to them, a short one, and you're playing as a Tenno. That was the Warface is actually called the Tenno. Oh, your job is actually to grind the progress S. Okay, so like missions awards used with blueprints and materials to build weapons, warframes, and gear. You level up the gear by gaining experience, crafting items, and mastering content. And okay, now there's a problem solution about it, how they can actually form and how they can actually connect. Because there are 2 ways of Warframe. When you're playing through the missions to get to the end game content, your end game gets a lot harder to understand. So that's why there's a way how to climb into them, but you can't because once you get the end game, you're stuck there, and you have to figure out how to actually finish it, but you can't actually. There's no end to it. That's why there could be if you want to get to it. But it's a long ride to actually get to it at end stage after all. Okay, so that's why I put like a certain guide about it. So yeah, so it's not that big, but it works. Works, I gotta say. So yeah, that's the end game, and that's Wolfing. Move on to the next one, RuneScape skill case. Okay, so this one was actually going to be my favorite. Designing different kind of skill capes, I gotta say. So there are 5 skill case, 4 expert skill case, and then 29 skills. Beneath the 29 skills, if we don't count invention actually, because it's actually a elite skill, there we have 28 skills in DSO. So yeah, something I wish what invention could be into, because I'm believing that it could be into the support tree area, like how you invent machines, augments, and then you get to upgrade them with your weapons and armor, and also these device something like these tools and analogs. After all, especially the machines, it's like a broad way of support. So why is that in the support tree at all? That invention skill. That'd be really cool. Okay. Okay. So each cape has a special way of perks. So the combat cape, we got the Artemis cape, we got the Guardian cape, support, and the support cape, and then your journey to the pathway of unlocking your max cape actually. And this is actually my journey, how I actually attain my max cape after all. Look, it's different. I think this is exactly the same thing. Doesn't say what. I don't think I put in what was my first skill to level 99, which it actually is mining. Okay. I know the second one was fire making. I know it's weird. I was grinding these skills in different orders. So like mining, fire making, crafting. No, with smithing essentially. Smithing and then crafting. And then so on. I do know Dojin was actually last. And I always wanted to put that as a last skill to max out. Just because it's actually a very boring skill, and very grindy. Yeah. Also, it was way too hard to explain it, like how they format it into a skill that you have to train by entering dungeons floors, and that was kind of boring. Right, but that's it. This is actually like a goal set of when you train certain skills. And also, when you train a skill that you want to use, like combat or support or Artemis, these are all the skills you can actually do. So yeah, just a certain tip about them, especially how to make money too. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Next one, the Dark Witch. The Dark Witch is actually like a new way how a witch and a Dark Knight have to fight against each other. Okay, so that's the problem and solution about them, like how they fight, how they grow, how they format at into a battle. After all, okay, because the witch is under a curse, while the Dark Knight is trying to fall into a spellcaster. Okay, that's and then there's a story to it. How the witch and the Dark Knight actually met is not really citrus at all. Or Zedema is actually somewhere else. But yeah, each chapter have their own unique way how they met. This is actually the witch name. Okay, so yeah, and the 8 chapters. Okay, so nothing too worried, nothing too powerful about these 2 characters. But that's it. Last one. This one was actually quite long to do because of the team. As you know, there are actually 10 characters. Team Ravens has 10 characters. So there are a problem and solution about them, like how the team grow into a powerful way of revelation. So like they connect to each other, how they reunite. After all, some of the characters can actually be unbreakable, and some of them cannot. If you don't know, there actually are 3 gods. 3 wizard gods actually. There's a soul god, there's a light god, and a dark god. Okay? So yeah. The solution is actually the judgment of reborn and growing a connection. To go into their journeys, fight through battles, and enhance their way to become a superhero, or especially the last 3 are actually supervillains. So yeah, it's growth of connection of 7 ravens and 3 doves. If you've been watching Wednesday is the raven while her mother is a dove. So that's what I was trying to connect through from the team. Okay. Now each character had their own spirit animal and a spirit bird, and then their full take way how they became a superhero by going through their journeys. Nice. Okay. So far, I have done the 8 journeys after all. I'm still working on the last 2, the vampire twins, Angela and Vanessa. Okay, they haven't got a chance to unlock the master form of the class. Okay, the evolved form of it. Like Rebecca did, because she started as a druid, and then she evolved to a god hunter. Okay, the twins are actually different and difficult to me. Like how am I going to make them evolve, but from changing their class? That's the problem. Okay, but don't worry about that. I can do it. It'll take time actually. I think it took me like 3 years or 2 years to figure out what I was gonna do about Rebecca. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, each character had their own story. Alright, so like how they begin their journey, and then how they torment their future or change their future. Okay, and I tried my best to actually do it. It's not perfect, but it's actually quite good. invisible, like how they actually format to it. Okay, so these are all telling them, and I gotta say, I know there are 8 stories. Well, that because of the vampire twins, Angela and Vanessa. They just want to combine together. I gotta say, especially when they are different between the other characters. Yes, okay. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do with the twins. So wish me better luck. Anyway, I think that's all of them. That's all the characters I want to talk about. So yeah, that's all my designs. Nice, okay. So I'm gonna jump into my outro. Okay, so there's all the designs that we did for the summer season. I gotta say, okay, we had done 13 weeks of it. Well, 12. No, yes, actually 13. Yeah, I believe this is actually number 14. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, wait, that's actually pretty much it. These are all the designs you actually can check out for yourself. There's a link in the description below to the beforio. Oh, if you want to check out for yourself, give me a brief review about it. Like if you actually want me to change it up a little. Oh, I do know I need to fix with the characters after all. Oh, how they're going to evolve, but while they're entering so many journeys. So far, they only done one journey together, but I want to work on more for these trends. After all, so yeah, there gotta be like an end story between them. Yeah, but don't worry, I'll figure it out. It's okay. So yeah. Anyway, enough about that. I guess I'll give you a brief review what we do for the fall season actually. Hey, well, okay, here it goes. So for the fall season of our designs that we're gonna do are actually our logos. Okay, these last 4 months, I think it's last September, October, November, December. Yeah, these last 4 months for the year are gonna be logo designs. Nice, okay. Each week you're gonna see a logo design that I'm actually going to design. It's gonna be hard for me to do them all. Okay. First of all, I gotta come up with some good names for these designs, and then also what does the name mean from the logo? Okay. Yeah. You're welcome to actually comment below if you want to actually help me out with some good designs. How can I actually format them into a logo after all? But I think that's actually pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave the video here. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Join T Ravens to follow me on all my social media accounts. And I'll see you in the first episode of our first logo that we're gonna design, okay? So take care and goodbye. Feels the creatures looking, whispering in dread. Betrayal by the trust. Now it's all my head.